I want to ask you a few questions about sports. Now, I know you are an avid cricket
He's
fan.
a sports buff also.
Okay. Now, India, I mean, you're not a big fan of Test cricket.
I am. I'm a much bigger fan of Test
Are
cricket
you
than
sure?
any other.
Because I've seen tweets of yours where you have criticized the run rate, the way the game goes.
Yeah, because a Test match is like reading a novel. You just get immersed in it.
Exactly.
But the other thing is something short and sort of, so you can quickly fling out
So
a
what
reaction.
do you prefer? Test match or T20 or ODI?
Anytime.
Anytime Test match?
Test matches. Anytime.
Okay.
In fact, my staff know this because with Test matches, I make them record live as well as highlights. Live, I almost never watch. So after a while, it gets deleted. But if there's highlights are not satisfactory enough or not detailed enough, I may go back to that segment of the live, record it, to watch it. I'm that obsessed. Because, honestly, I often tell people in terms of reading, like a Test match is like reading a novel. An ODI is like watching a movie or reading a short story. And T20 is like watching a sitcom. You have great fun with the last one, but you forget about it within 5 minutes after it's happened. The ODI is slightly more memory, perhaps, because it took a whole day. But the Test matches are the real experiences that linger.
So I have a question related to each of them.
From my childhood, by the way.
I have a question.
I saw my first Test match when I was 7.
Oh, wow. That young, huh? Where was it? I'm guessing Bombay?
Bombay. Yeah, my father took me off to the Brabourne Stadium, as it was in those days, to watch the India's match against the English in 1963-64. Okay. Amazing experience.
All right. So the World Test Championship final is coming up. India managed to qualify after beating Australia in this Test series that concluded recently. What's your take? Who do you think is going to win?
Look, I think Australia are clearly the favourites in the World Test Championship and in the ODI Championship. They just have a very, very good team again. They went through a bit of a slump for a couple of years, but now they're back at their peak. We are not bad, but we have a curious mixture of people whose talents are yet to fully flower.
Could you elaborate on the curious bit?
No, the curious mixture is there are some who deserve their place in the side, but are still raw talents, and they have great moments of success and brilliance, and some moments of flabbergasting failure. And then we have that, such as Gill and Yadav. And then you've got people like Kohli, who have phenomenal levels of achievement, who at their best are the world's best, but who are not always at their best these days. And so who's going to show up on the actual day and the actual match remains to be seen. I really hope that we will give a good account of ourselves. We have all the ingredients. We have an excellent pace attack, excellent spin bowling all-rounders, very good batsmen. But if they go there and they fail to perform, what can we do?
And why do you think that Australia will win the World Cup, the ODI, the 50-over World Cup, which is being played in India, where India are...
Well, we just saw the reason yesterday, right? We saw the reason in the Chennai, where the Australians in India defeated an Indian team on home ground. Even though they don't have their full strength team, they've got a couple of good players injured. But they just have all the ingredients, they found the approach. And over a 3-match series, I think conclusively they were the better side.
Okay. What is your opinion about the older players in the team? I'm talking about the likes of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli.
I think they're great players. I mean, I think in their own domains, they've been absolutely superb. It's doubtful whether they are any more at their peak or whether they've begun a little bit of a slide down. I would love to be proven wrong. I mean, I'd love to see a big sort of daddy 100, as they call it, from both of them in the World Test final. But I've been a huge fan of not just Sharma and Kohli, also Pujara. But I would say all three are no longer at their very, very best. I think they're very good players still, and they certainly absolutely deserve their places in the Test side. No one's better, but is their very best? They're amongst the world's best and unplayable. Today, will we see that? I don't know. It remains to be seen. I'm actually going to watch one day of the match. The only day, because I find myself, by wonderful coincidence, invited by the JLF, the Jaipur Literary Festival people, for a literary festival at the British Library. If I go one day early, I catch the second day of the match.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Sticking with sports, football. Now, Kerala has a huge fan following for football. I mean, it's borderline fanatical. Are you a football fan?
No. My sons are football obsessives, football tragics. They in fact, when their babies were born, they put them in Arsenal t-shirts. So I mean, they're in a different league. and I kind of ceded that space to them and stayed in my cricket. But obviously, I know about the Kochi Blasters, and in my own constituency, I've been strongly supporting over the years a remarkable little football team of slum children, basically fisher folk from the poorest communities on the seacoast in Kovalam, called the Kovalam Football Club, which has been doing extremely well. And this year has made it to the Final Four of the Kerala Premier League, despite coming from nothing. There's a philanthropist called T.J. Matthew and his American wife Sally, who have put in their labor of love to give these guys, create a hostel for them so they can have meals and training and so on. And just sheer hard work and talent. It's remarkable to see how much can be done. I've been begging all my ambassadorial friends in Delhi to come and give us free coaches from any of these big football playing countries. So far it hasn't worked out, but I'm hoping something will come.